Eastern Conference second-seeded Boston Celtics will face the seventh-seeded Magic in the first round of the 25 playoffs. Two franchises have not met in the postseason since 2010. Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay,
yeah.
I remember this.
Paul Pierce and company beating Dwight Howard's Magic back then.
Can't believe Vince Carter didn't go to the frickin' NBA Finals. Didn't happen.
Good call. He was on the Magic. The current-day Magic won their regular season series over the Celtics 2-1, but do not take a whole lot from that series. A lot of guys missed games. I don't think Tatum played in two of them, and across the board, a lot of guys were missing. So these are, for the most part, sort of full rosters outside of Suggs and Mo Wagner there for the Magic, and we're keeping an eye on Jaylen Brown's knee for sure. But what are you watching for, TK? You got started here in Celtics Magic.
I'm watching for the games that Orlando actually puts it all together. Their defense is good, and they have offense to sustain on the other end, because that to me is when it actually gets interesting for the Celtics. Like, this is kind of a good test for Boston. I think they're going to blow out this series. They're the best three-point shooting team we've got. The Orlando Magic are the worst. Like, it just doesn't make sense. They're an awesome offense. The Celtics are still good defensively as well. Orlando doesn't have it on both sides of the ball. But if there's one or two games where Orlando looks good on the offensive end, we're going to get a couple of good games.
Yeah,
and that's all I'm excited for, is the games where Orlando looks decent offensively.
Sure.
Yeah, I want some good series here, and they just have to be really good offensively. But I think the Celtics will be able to hold them down where they are good offensively. I think they'll be able to hold down Banchero and Franz Wagner, because they do like to play the double bigs, and I think those double bigs will be good enough when they throw out Porzingis and Horford, or Porzingis. We'll see a Luke Cornett out there, because they are really, really good in the paint. They are second in opponent field goal percentage in the paint. They're third in the NBA when it comes to opponent field goal percentage overall, and they don't foul. And so they are just going to do that thing where they stay in front of guys, they don't bump them, and they get out and shoot threes on the other end. I think they'll be fine. Unfortunately, I don't think where do the Magic score in this series? That's the question.
Going to be difficult, but yeah, obviously at least they have an identity, and that is to try and slow Boston. But you're right, man. They're just so they have so many guys that can light it up from distance.
You want some encouragement?
Sure.
Brent Rosengren. Orlando held Boston 11.5 3-point attempts below their average this season. That's good.
That's good.
The Celtics were 7-14 this season when they were outshot from three-point land.
Okay.
We're not expecting the Magic to do it that often, but they limit the three-point attempts, and in their two losses to Orlando, Boston went 15 of 73 from three.
Yeah, because you know who they were playing? You know who they were playing in that last game they played? I think Joe Mazzulla was being smart. It was a couple weeks ago. He said, nah, we're going to play Baylor Shireman, Torrey Craig, Luke Cornett. Those guys are starting. And then Sam Hauser and Payne Pritchard. I said them last because those guys can shoot.
Good play.
But that's who they were playing.
Sorry, Brent.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brent, man. Bad.
Yeah.
Okay, X Factors. Do you have anyone you have your eye on?
Well, I will be watching Jaylen Brown's knees.
Yeah.
I think that's important for the future of this team, the very near future, these next couple months. But I do love this quote from Jalen Green. Jalen Green. The other Jalen. Jaylen Brown, he learned how to play on the bum knee. I like this quote. Quote, I can hit shots, I can shoot the ball, I can get to my spots, I can score different ways. I think that could be a good thing. Reminding myself that not only are you athletic, but you got a high skill level as well. So utilize that. Oh, man. When you mentioned the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals, I flash back to Vince Carter. If only Vince Carter talked like that. You could shoot from the mid-range, get those high skills. He could have won that series. Anyways, I think they're going to take care of the Orlando Magic. So I think what's important here is this guy's healthy.
How he looks, how he's moving, doesn't re-injure it, limited minutes, maybe get a couple blowout wins is what you're sort of talking through.
Yeah, because he was important, obviously, in the NBA Finals defensively against Luka. So he needs everything in that knee. I mean, he just needs to be really good on both ends.
Who you got?
I would like to see a Peyton Pritchard versus Cole Anthony epic duel.
Okay.
Those guys can score a lot of points
off
the bench, and they play very similarly. So that would be interesting to see. And Franz Wagner, I've got my eye on you. 19 points on 41% field goal last playoffs, 27% from three, 53% true shooting. Not a great run from Franz, and then
Yeah.
only 13 points on 15 shots against Atlanta in their play-in game, went 0 for 5 from 3. I think it would be encouraging for the Magic to see him have a decent postseason series, because he's not necessarily looking like a postseason riser. We've seen Paolo be pretty effective in some games for Orlando, and I think it would be cool to see Franz do the same.
I can't wait to see Porzingis and Al Horford bomb away. Like, they're going to have the ability to neutralize Orlando's big men and really pull them away from the basket, as they do against every team. But from the Magic side of things, as an X factor, I want to see, can anybody step up to be the Magic's version of Caleb Martin? Because that's what you're looking for here at an upset potential. He cooked them, remember, in the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals. Caleb Martin did. He was with the Heat. He averaged like 19 points per game. He like couldn't miss a three. He was like flirting with 50% from deep in that series. Then he kept it going this season. Remember on Christmas Day? He hit 7 threes against them. He was on the Sixers at that point. So the Magic need their own Caleb Martin. So who is it? Cole Anthony, I think, is a candidate, that irrational confidence guy. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has shot a lot better from three since the All-Star break. It's like 44% from three. They're going to need those games. And maybe Anthony Black, he would be third on my list for catching fire from distance, but he just went 3 for 3 in that play-in game that he had against the Hawks. So they need one of these special guys, or like these like out-of-nowhere guys to go with Paolo and Franz that are hopefully bringing their, at least 50-plus points for you. They need a Caleb Martin.
They need a Caleb Martin.
They do. Someone that the Celtics sort of don't game plan for and don't worry about, but just can't miss for whatever reason over a 7-game stretch. Okay.
Caleb Houston
Caleb Houston is the Caleb Martin. Okay, I like it. He doesn't see a lot of burn, but he does get in there at times. Yeah,
he can shoot it.
Okay, that's
Very good.
That's really good. Okay, Caleb Houston, come on up. And good old Canadian boy. Okay, predictions. Look, I think we're tipping our hands here. Everybody's taking the Celtics, but can the Magic avoid a sweep or make this a series? Where are you going?
I do not think they can avoid the sweep. Okay. I think the Celtics flash back to last year, round 1 against the Miami Heat. They gave up 1 game in that series.
Yeah, the second game. Right?
Yeah. That was embarrassing for the Boston Celtics. So I think they have that as a motivator. And I just think we do skip over that. Yes, we think about them as a 3-point shooting team, but their defense is so damn good.
Yeah.
So that's going to be hard for the Magic to overcome. They're the 4th best defense in this league, along with the second best offensive.
It feels like we could be seeing some, I hope not too many, but some 110 to 82 type scores here or something like that.
There could be some uglies. For sure.
I think so.
Some ugly ones.
A couple. Hopefully we'll get a handful of those. But okay, you got a sweep. Celtics in 4. Get the brooms out. Where are you going?
Well, rather than a who do you think is going to win the series poll for the stream team, I went with how many games are the Magic going to win in this series? 0 to 3. And I'm going to side with the people here. I'll give them 1 game. 47% of people responding think that the Magic will win 1 game in this series. 25% for 2. 21% think we got a sweep on our hands. And 5% think we're going to game 7, baby. So give me Celtics in 5. There will be 1 game where maybe they go bozo mode and Orlando is good.
Yep. I'm 100% with you. I think it's Celtics in 5. I actually could see a gentleman's sweep in play here. A classic Celtics up 3-0 and maybe a Magic get that last one. But I like Boston in 5. They have given up a game last season. Obviously, the Hawks took 2 the season prior to that. First rounds I'm looking at here. So it happens. They're off for a long time here, too. Maybe a little rust factor. You got the Jaylen Brown knee injury factor. So Celtics in 5. Esh, where are you going with this one?
You already know what my answer is. Celtics.
In 4?
In 4.
Okay. Sweepy. Okay. 2 sweeps. Let's hear all your thoughts.